On the monitor behind me is a registration form to the Prague Marathon 2024, which will be my first marathon run in my life. So let's go sign up. So I've just completed my registration for a Prague Marathon, which is going to be on 5th of May next year. And with that being said, I have 5 months to prepare myself for the race. It is really big challenge for me as I'm still beginner in terms of running. However, I will document the whole journey and complete preparation to this race. And I will share all the behind the scenes, all the findings and also mistakes with basically everything that it takes to run marathon for the first time. Luckily, I have my buddy Francis, who is going to be my coach down this journey. He actually created the training program for me, which I will talk about in the future videos. And we'll be closely in touch also in terms of regeneration, nutrition, and also injury prevention, and basically about all of this stuff which I'd like to talk more about in future videos. So I'm super excited about this whole journey, even though I'm aware that it's not going to be easy at all. However, I want to document it authentically and share all my findings down to this road to the first marathon race in each video. Also, as kind of a first takeaway from this intro video, I want to share with you my 3 tips for people who just want to start running or who started but never actually stick to it for a long period of time. So I just want to share with you what helped me in the past. The first tip is a crucial one, and I made this mistake in the past as well. It's about when you're just starting to run or you just want to go clear your head once a week during the run. You should really start with small distance, and I mean really slow pace. For some of you, including me in the past, it can feel like you're not even running, but that it's okay. Because the last thing you want is to run the way that you can't catch your breath after a few minutes. Your leg hurt and you're just looking forward to be back at home. Instead, try to say, okay, I'm going to run for 10, 30 or even 60 minutes, and I'm going to set up the speed so I can manage to run the whole time, even though it will be super slow. Because the goal isn't to feel exhausted and basically like shit after you just finish your run, especially at the beginning of your running journey. And I will surely talk about this more in future videos. The second tip is actually try to find something that will make you feel that you're looking forward to that run. What I mean by that is that I'm not necessarily looking forward for each run. However, very often I just can't wait to go running because that's also the time when I listen my long form podcast and I just simply love it. So then what actually happens? Firstly, I don't have the problem to go out running at the first place. And secondly, it just feels amazing because it's just that good that I sort of forget that I'm running. So my tip here is to find your own thing. It can be your favorite podcast as well, music, audiobook, or also running with a friend who you don't meet often, and maybe just for the runs. And actually I have friends like that as well. As you run slowly, as I mentioned in the first tip, you can have nice conversations, and this can be the thing which can make your runs more fun and sustainable in the long run. My last tip is really don't care what others think of you when you're out running, how you look, or that all the people run so fast compared to you. It is totally okay to run slow, trust me. And also, I personally never met anyone when I was running who would be like, oh my god, this man is running so slow, he must be beginner. That never happened, and I think it will never happen either to me or to you. And if you say it out loud like this, you can actually hear that it's total nonsense that something like this would happen. So don't worry about other people when you're running. Most of them are nice if you say hello to them, or they just deeply focus in their head when they're listening music or podcasts like me. In general, you can actually remind yourself that nobody actually cares about you, which is totally fine, and for me it is freeing feeling as well. Anyway, with that being said, these were my 3 short tips for people who just starting out running. As I mentioned, I want to share as much value as possible through these marathon prep videos. So, besides documenting my whole journey, I also want to include helpful tips too. I'm aiming to create new episode every 2 weeks, so I think we will cover a lot of topics along the way. Anyway, thanks for watching the very first episode of my road to my first marathon ever. And if you're interested in more, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and see you in the next one. Cheers!